On a similar note, it appears that the successful Edwin Sifuna Western tour has caught many political players off guard, sending both friends and foes back to the political drawing board. Western Kenya remains a major voting bloc after Mount Kenya region, and thus the entry of Edwin Sifuna into the fray has sent political players recalibrating their 2027 strategies. The contest for the Western voting bloc raises stakes as to who will eventually be President William Ruto's running mate. Will President William Ruto stick with his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki, or will he be shopping for someone else from Western Kenya for the coveted number 2 slot? Herman Kamariki with the details.
For months, a succession talk within the broad-based government had followed a familiar script. Attention remained fixed on Nyanza, where Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga was repeatedly mentioned as a potential running mate capable of expanding President Ruto's support base. Along the coast, similar speculation surrounded Mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho. In Western Kenya, the political establishment appeared settled. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and National Assembly Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula were widely viewed as the region's principal power brokers, and the names mostly likely to feature in a conversation about the deputy presidency.
Mimi nataka uongozi uje makaribi. Huyu Wetangula amekoma.
But politics rarely stands still. Sifuna's reception across Western Kenya has introduced a new variable into an already crowded succession question. Almost overnight, leaders aligned to the government wing of ODM have begun publicly championing Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya as region's strongest contender for the deputy presidency.
Na sisi kama chama cha ODM tumsupport Wycliffe Oparanya kama mwaniaji mwenza wa Rais William Samoei nani.
Political analysts say the sudden endorsement may reveal less about Oparanya's ambitions and more about the anxiety generated by Sifuna's growing influence in the region.
What they forget is that this is not about Sifuna. It's a movement. It's a movement about Kenyans. It's a movement about Kenyan youth. And yes, it is a movement also within the Mulembe Nation, because the Mulembe Nation has been the sleeping giant in this country.
He has basically disabled the likes of Wetangula. He has basically disabled the financiers like Tuoli. Mudavadi, who even lost in his own homeyard for the longest time, only went in for his own interest. Today, all the old folks in Western Kenya have been washed down River Nzoia.
They argue that beyond the crowds and political rhetoric, the real contest is over. Who ultimately speaks for Western Kenya ahead of 2027?
Musalia Mudavadi said it was a pepper fire that was going nowhere. And that pepper fire sent him into sabbatical from Sabatia for 5 years. And Karanga fried him in the frying pan on that pepper fire for 5 years. So it's just history repeating itself.
The renewed debate also raises uncomfortable questions from Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula.
I see shrinking fortunes, and I see the pride that comes before a fall. And if I were to fear for him, I would fear that his opportunities are increasingly becoming like the opportunities of the snowball in hell.
Whether they remain central to President Ruto's 2027 strategy or whether new political realities demand fresh calculations remains to be seen. Herman Kamariki, KTN.
Now, for decades, Kenya's politics has long been defined by promises